Reilly here. Welcome to the No Spin News, Tuesday, September 5th, 2023. Stand up for your country. So it's sad, summer. Now everybody gets back to work. I've been working most of the summer, but still sad, Seasons go by. The older you get, the quicker the good times go. If you're suffering or things are not good, then it drags. But summer's always been a great time here on Long Island where I am. And I should be at the beach right now because it's about 90 degrees, but I'm not. And I'm whining about it, but I shouldn't be doing that either. But let's get into the swing here because fall, it's going to be a really sketchy time for President Biden. And I don't know what's going to happen. I don't want to speculate and do all this stuff, but I know it's not going to be good. The summer has not been good for Joe Biden, and the fall is going to be worse. And the culture wars in this country will be raging alongside of the political wars, and that is the subject of this evening's Talking Points memo. So California is ground zero for the progressive movement. Almost total control out there in Sacramento, in the governor's office. The Central Valley and the northern part of California are not progressive, but the population centers along the Pacific Ocean, with the possible exception of San Diego, and it's kind of 50-50 there, are all devoted progressive areas. So California, you look to it to see what may be coming to a county near you, okay? Because this progressive movement is still not under control, all right? It has control of the presidency, Biden, and the nation's largest state. That's a lot of power. So there's a story that very few have reported on that I think is very important, and I'm going to lead with that tonight. There is a school district near Los Angeles, the Chino Valley Unified School District. Okay? So in July, it voted 4-1, the school district board members, to stop hidden transitions in Chino public schools. Okay, what does that mean? It means that the school board directed every school in San Bernardino County to report to parents if their children were demanding to use opposite sex pronouns and opposite sex locker rooms or bathrooms. Okay, so if Sally went in and said, I want to be Lenny and I want to go into the men's locker room, then Sally's parents have to be notified. That is in play right now in the Chino Valley School District. Enter California attorney Rob Bonta, a far left guy, as they all are in Sacramento. So he is suing the school district. And here's what he says, quote, every student has a right to learn and thrive in a school environment that promotes safety, privacy, and inclusivity, regardless of their gender identity. We're in court challenging Chino Valley's United's forced outing policy for wrongfully and unconstitutionally discriminating against and violating the privacy rights of LGBTQ plus students. Okay? So that's his statement. And he may win, which is so hard to believe, but it's California. So in California, there is a law that allows young people age 12 and over to access certain services through the school and not tell their parents. Okay? What are those services? Well, sexual assault. Kids been sexually assaulted, parents don't have to be informed. Pregnancy. Family planning, birth control. STDs. That's a health thing, of course. Drug and alcohol abuse. So if the kid's addicted to fentanyl, school doesn't have to tell the parents. Outpatient mental health and counseling. This is insane. So if you have a child, the child's addicted to drugs, school's not going to tell you. So the child might wind up dead in the bedroom and you have no idea kids are using. This is California. So the Chino school district may lose by saying, no, we're going to alert parents if their kid is trying to transition in our public schools. This is insane, but it falls right into the progressive philosophy of indoctrination of children. The goal of the progressive movement, as I wrote in a column on BillO'Reilly.com last week, is to wipe out all traditions in America, including parenting. They don't want you to raise your child. The child is to be raised by the system, which is, in California, progressive. System raises a kid, not you. So as a result, sane people are taking their kids out of the public schools all over California. Some can't afford it. I know that. So almost 300,000 public school students have left since 2019. All right? Probably more have left. But that's the number that we have. All right? This is a study from Stanford University. Now, California is the most extreme left state in the union, closely followed by New York State, where I live, and Illinois. And you can see the devastation of all three states by the progressives trying to take over every aspect of your life and your children and grandchildren's lives. But there is no public outcry in California against this. In fact, if the presidential election were held tomorrow, Joe Biden would win handily in California, no matter who ran against him. Wouldn't matter. So, for whatever reason, and I'm sure there are many, the voters in California have rejected all of America's traditions. They don't want them. They want drug addicts to run wild in the streets. They want homeless people to encroach on public spaces. They want unbelievable taxation, more than $5 a gallon of gas out there. That's what they want. Now, if you sat them down and say, well, why do you want all this self-destructive stuff? They couldn't answer you. They couldn't. But they themselves have been indoctrinated. A lot of peer pressure out there. We've said this before. If you are in the entertainment industry and you will go up against the progressives, you will not work. Everybody in Hollywood knows that. A few superstars can rise above it, but not many. So, it's a sad situation. I've said this many times. California is the most beautiful state in the union. I've been to every county in the state. The climate is fantastic. But it's not what the founding fathers wanted this country to be. And that's a memo. Our President Biden is, as I said, a captive of the progressive movement, never go up against them. Once again, today, he did nothing. All right, he gave a medal out. Okay, fine. But his wife, Jill, 72 years old, has COVID. So you're going to see a lot of scary media scare COVID stuff. I'm already getting letters. So COVID is now the flu. All right, Jill Biden has, according to doctors, mild symptoms, whatever it may be. She can't do her job. She teaches at Northern Virginia Community College. She has to stay home. She's in Delaware, and Biden's in the White House. So we wish the First Lady a quick recovery. Why wouldn't we? But the saga of the Bidens continues. Now, there's a new poll out, and this is all bad news for Joe Biden. Across the board, bad news. He's had a terrible summer, as I stated. This is 400,000 people in an online poll, which means they came to the civics organization. 24% of Americans say the United States is moving in the right direction, 67% in the wrong direction. That number is staggering. Just 2% of Republicans think the country's heading in the right direction. 17% of independents, a crucial voting bloc, say the country's doing well. 49% of Democrats say the country's doing well. And that's the problem. The Democrats are just not going to ever look at reality, ever. It's not going to happen. It's ideology over reality. Even if your kids get punished, even if you get punished, they're not going out. Nearly everything we do causes inflammation. Playing golf, tennis, basketball, pickleball, even some of the food we eat. Our bodies are in a constant battle against inflammation. And the older you get, the more it hurts. This is exactly why I want to tell you about a revolutionary relief. It's a natural alternative to fighting inflammation and pain management. Their plant-sourced active ingredients have been thoroughly tested. Rev Relief has soft gels that fight inflammation on the inside. These are great to add to your daily routine. They also have a topical roll-on for instant relief on the outside. Think of this as something you can keep in your golf bag. And right now, my audience has a limited time discount. The first 1,000 orders will get the roll-on completely free. This will not last, so please go to revrelief.com/bill. That's revrelief.com/bill. All right, let's get to the mail. We got Ron Perry in Drums, Pennsylvania. O'Reilly, why hasn't Obama been held responsible for Biden's misdeeds as vice president? Well, because there's no evidence that President Obama knew what Joe Biden was doing. That would be the big reason. Could come out, possible. But Joe Biden had zero role in the Biden administration till the very end, when Biden basically said, look, I'm going to run, you got to help me out. And then Barack Obama gave him a little more high profile. But their offices were far apart. They didn't have much rapport. The famous quote is from Barack Obama, never underestimate Joe's ability to blank up. Okay? So there's no evidence tying Barack Obama into Joe Biden. If that evidence appears, I will certainly report it. Bill Elmer, Hewitt, New Jersey. With Hunter Biden paying Joe Biden's bills for the last 11 years, would that be considered a gift? If so, would Biden need to claim it on his income taxes? Number one, we don't know. The House committees are trying, that we don't know yet, the extent of Hunter and Jim Biden's generosity to Joe Biden. So you say he did it, but we don't know yet. I believe that's true. I believe Hunter and Jim paid Joe Biden's bills in a lot of circumstances. If that happened, you have a $12,000 exemption on your income tax. Anything over that has to be reported or it's a crime. So that's where we are now. Okay? Interesting side note. The House committees, Oversight and Judiciary, are the ones investigating. Where's the FBI? They should be the lead investigative agency here. This is an allegation that a vice president accepted bribes. Where's the FBI? That's how corrupt the FBI and the Justice Department is. Marianne McCain, Saluda, Virginia. I'm grateful for your daily messages. Thank you, Marianne. I hope everybody goes to BillO'Reilly.com first thing in the morning and reads a message. Okay? You are real and truthful. I appreciate reading the message every day. I look forward to them. The world has become a very scary place. I'm 74. I was a public school teacher. This country used to be a wonderful place. Why do they want to ruin it? Because they, the progressives, don't believe it used to be a wonderful place. That's what they don't. They don't believe it. If you get a hold of my book, Culture Warrior, geez, it's 20 years old now. I outlined a whole thing in that book. John Rookney, Lincoln, Nebraska. Bill, what do you think of term limits movement for Congress? Will it succeed? No, not now. Because these people want to keep their power as long as they can. But if there was a popular uprising swell, that might change. But the way it is now, no. Peter Dobelman, Omaha, Nebraska. You mentioned that McConnell, Feinstein, and Biden should resign because they can't do their job. Why didn't you include Fetterman in that grouping? Because we were talking about age, old age. Fetterman isn't in that category. Fetterman's personal physician, says he's able to do his job. Okay, so it would be unfair to put Fetterman in that group. I don't think Fetterman can do his job, by the way, but that's an opinion. Jean Paquette, Portsmouth, Rhode Island. Bill, you stated that Mitch McConnell should resign, but Kentucky has a Democratic governor. If he resigns, would the governor appoint a replacement? Kentucky has a law that if a senator or anybody else has to be replaced by the governor has to pick 3 selections from the replacement person's party. So McConnell, 3 people would be given to the governor, I guess by the legislature, the Republicans in the legislature, but he'd have to pick a person of that party. That's in Kentucky. Dorothy Kendall, Dover, Delaware. The Ukrainians are losing the war. Without our help, they would be overrun tomorrow. So what do you propose to send in American troops to bolster them? You are wrong about this, O'Reilly. All right, Dorothy, I mean, maybe I'm wrong about it, but how do you know the Ukrainians are losing the war? There's no evidence of that. It's a stalemate. Just so you know, we take our information from the British intelligence services, not the Americans, because the American intelligence services have an agenda. So I take it from Britain. And the British intel people, which they're good, say it's a stalemate, that Russia can't break through and Ukraine can't break through, so there it is. But you say the Ukrainians are losing the war. If you would, Dorothy, write me a letter tonight and back that up, I would read it. Victor Cohen, Birmingham, Alabama. Thanks for your recent Smart Life message regarding a skin cancer check. As a result, 15 precancerous spots were removed from my head. Wow, Victor, you're smart to go. That's why you call it Smart Life. John Klein, Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. I'm a longtime fan going back to the Radio Factor. Wow, that's back. My 35-year-old son is a student of history. He recently visited Legal Bighorn site, enjoyed it. He's reading your book, Killing Crazy Horse Time, finished it after his visit, commented that not only is the book excellent, he wished he would have read it before the trip. So if you're going to visit the Civil War battlefields, you got to read Killing Lincoln, okay? Revolutionary War battlefields, Killing England. Any of the Indian battlefields, Killing Crazy Horse. But I'm glad your son is a student of history. Gives me hope. You know, Killing the Witches, by the way, is not just about witches. It's about today. Today, what's going on and how it's influenced by what happened back in Salem. It's fascinating book to write. It really was. It'll be out September 26th. Good buzz already. Get it on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Books A Million, BillO'Reilly.com. If you re-up your premium and concierge membership or sign on and it will enhance your life, get the book free. Okay, again, Killing Witches out September 26th. Mark Tigrath, Bloomfield, New Jersey. I'm soon to be 68. Up until the Obama regime, I was naive about politics. That's no longer the case, thanks to you. I watch your talking points regularly. Enjoy every one. Your candor and honest viewpoints are refreshing. I've read Killing the SS and Killing Your Rising Sun. I intend to read the rest soon. Well, I appreciate it, Mark. We're just gaining like crazy and people that are listening to us, so we're glad you are. Okay, go to the store. We've got Fall Madness, Killing the Legends, Killing the Killers, any mug of your choice, $42.95. Great, great deal. Remember, you're going to have gift giving and stuff like that. Grab this, Fall Madness. And don't forget, they just released 70 Primo seats at the Paramount Theater in Huntington for my live show, October 27th. So you can get those. Go to BillO'Reilly.com, Ticketmaster, whatever. Word of the day, no cacophony. CACAPHONY when writing to us. Back with the final thought on Jimmy Buffett. Hey, if you watch my program, then you already know how much I love Holly the Terror Dog. I could never imagine the awful experiences some innocent pups have had, like being abandoned or not fed properly. Animal cruelty is horrific, despicable behavior, and sadly, there are sickos who do it. This is why I am eager to tell you about Delta Rescue, the largest no-kill, careful life sanctuary in the country. All of their 1,500 plus animals were abandoned, left for dead. I can assure you it is not cheap to rescue thousands of animals, and it's not inexpensive to feed them and provide them with love and comfort. This is why Delta Rescue needs our help. Please give what you can. Every dollar counts. Visit deltarescue.org, deltarescue.org. Find it in your heart to give today. Okay, so over the weekend, Jimmy Buffett died, 76 years old, from skin cancer. Okay, and you know, I've been banging that drum. Sun is not your friend, that's for sure. So check it out, dermatologist. Anyway, I saw Buffett way back in 1972. He wasn't famous then. I saw him at Coconut Grove Theater in Miami. And I followed his career. I never met him, but he was an excellent entertainer. Go.
So many nights to sit and dream of the ocean. Tomorrow I'm going sailing again. Yesterday's are over my shoulder. I can't look back for too long. There's just too much to see waiting in front of me. And I don't think I can go wrong. But my changes in latitude, changes in attitude, nothing remains quite the same.
All right, Jimmy Buffett, dead at 76. And this, unfortunately, is going to continue with the baby boomer generation. Okay? Get in your mid-70s and your 80s, you know, life doesn't owe you anything. And Jimmy Buffett made the most of his life. I mean, and he was an ardent capitalist. I mean, the guy was so shrewd and clever in the way he positioned himself and used his talent, brought joy to millions and millions of people all over the world, which is, again, very, very laudable. So my condolences to his family. He lives fairly near me out in, at least in Long Island. And, you know, it's hard to see Jimmy go. And the boomers are going to go down, this boomer included. But while we're here, we do as much good as possible, I hope. Thank you for watching and listening to the No Spin News. We'll see you tomorrow. Thank you for watching the No Spin News. To watch the full episode anytime on BillO'Reilly.com, please sign up to become a premium or concierge member. Visit BillO'Reilly.com to sign up and start watching today.